Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
Todd.
Corday.
Austin.
Today we are continuing our Monster of the Week adventure, where the gang goes to the wilds of Idaho and hunts down a Bigfoot, and whose boyfriend may be a criminal.
Werebear with a chainsaw.
Corey, tell us about your character.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
No, he's Curtis Knickerbocker. He's an alpha.
Given what I read on the internet, that's probably true.
Right. He's an alpha in the way that internet people get grifted by right-wing influencers and are told that it's the woman's fault. You're unlovable. Now buy these vitamins.
Look, Corey, if the women's just would not have standards,
The women's.
people like Curtis Knickerbocker would have more luck.
Yes.
Turn off that Andrew Tate podcast and shut off Reddit and buy this V-Shred.
Austin, who do you got?
I am Cheney the Monstrous. He used to be just a werewolf, but he's a little bit more than that now. I've got other powers.
Does he have web feet?
Yeah, he can be incorporeal and be able to just walk right through stuff. So he's kind of like a ghost werewolf.
It's pretty impressive.
Todd?
Well, Kyle, my character is Melvis Prinsley. Very similar to Elvis Presley in that he's actually Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Monster fighter.
Yeah, from what I know of Elvis, that is likely the fake name he would give.
Oh, absolutely.
Or he would try to give something cool like, oh, it's me, Buck Tattoo. It would not be anything mundane like Ronald Johnson or...
Right. But Melvis is a member of the TCB sect, which he thinks stands for taking care of business. And he can do magic. And he's adept at the ancient fighting arts, which, once again, karate.
So you guys are just outside of Pineville, Idaho. You've been investigating a series of grisly murders. You're walking away from your interview with a couple of lumberjacks, one a Bigfoot,
A love-stricken Bigfoot,
a love-stricken Bigfoot.
who was apparently the scorned lover of a known murderer.
Are you talking about, not the Bigfoot, his...
No, the werebear.
Yeah, the werebear named Shenandoah. You're heading back to your vehicle, your rental car. Night is falling. The hour's getting late. What do you guys want to do as you continue your investigation?
Well, as we cut to that scene, Melvis is explaining, you see, that's why a lot of people thought that Jim Morrison was a demon, when in fact he was just a pretentious peckerwood. That wasn't us.
His poetry blew my mind.
I talked to him one time. We met while we was on tour, and I just looked at him and I said, Jimbo, lighten up, buddy.
So our initial findings were that a lot of the bodies were near the national park, with one or two exceptions. But thanks to some of the other clues that we had found, we discovered that all of them were within like a particular distance from this old Route 16. So it may make sense to just kind of comb that highway for potential hiding places, or to set ourselves up as some sort of bait. I don't know if we could look like a camper full of children or
What?
something that would be enticing to a chainsaw murderer.
Oh, okay. Do chainsaw murderers typically go after a camper full of teenagers or co-eds? You guys could disguise yourselves as co-eds.
A van full of people going to a concert.
There you go.
One of us is in a wheelchair and is absolutely intolerable.
Reminds me of something. Yeah, he would probably be drawn to that.
We can do that, or I've got some experience with werebears, and one of the easiest ways to find them.
Of course he does.
Is that right?
Well, not a lot of people know this. It's not common knowledge, but werebears leave behind very distinctive droppings.
God.
But if y'all want to pretend to be a bunch of kids on an adventure, I'm down for that too.
No. Tell me about the distinctiveness of werebear droppings, Todd. I want to know.
You ever seen phosphorus? It kind of glows like that. Very easy to see.
All right. You know what? I don't know what move this is, but we're making it a move.
Okay.
Surely it's got to be investigative mystery, Kyle.
I guess so, yeah. It's definitely investigative mystery.
So we need to wait till night so we can see the glow of the poopies.
You're dead on right there, buddy.
I'm the expert.
So, yeah, roll your investigative mystery, Todd.
Is that sharp?
Yeah.
I think in this case, it should probably be weird.
Okay, cool, because I'm a +3 in weird. Rolling 2d6. 11.
Yes. Werebear poop glows in the dark,
Yeah.
and it is incredibly caustic. And if you get it on you, it puts out a fire that does not stop.
Got it.
All right, so we went from drive-in B movie to Eldritch Lovecraft abomination.
So what are you guys gonna do?
I guess head towards that highway where most of the victims are found, right?
Yeah.
Old Route 14.
Yeah, and look for
And
droppings.
start following the trail of either glowing dots on the ground or screaming, flaming people.
Yeah.
So you just guys are gonna drive up in the highway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in use, right? I think we talked about this last episode.
Yeah, it is. It's just kind of like
It's one of those that gets bypassed by an interstate.
yes, like what is it? Old Route 55 or something out west that used to connect like Chicago and L.A. and then the interstate.
I don't know, Kyle. I can't afford to travel.
That's fair.
Can we try this? Can Cheney turn into a werewolf, like have his head out the window like they like to do,
Sure.
and be smelling for signs of burning crap?
I mean, that was my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's probably some hair on it too, so it smell like burning hair crap.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Austin, or who's driving here?
No, not I.
Back in my car seat.
Melvis is behind the wheel.
Yeah. Well, safety first. So Melvis is driving. Cheney's got his head out the window.
I just happened to bring along my 8-track copy of the King Creole soundtrack. I hope y'all like it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think Austin, roll your investigative history. You guys try to pick up some sign here.
All right. I get a +1 to investigate when using my wolf senses. And I've already got a +1 in sharp, so this is a total +2. That's a 9.
So you guys are driving up Old Route 14. It winds through the mountains. Cheney has his head out the window in his canine form. And Cheney gets a smell of something and howls like a deranged bloodhound.
I can't help it.
And then up ahead, you see one of those huge, ridiculously large campers the size of a semi off the road, smashed into a tree. The lights are still on, but, like blinking, and there's smoke coming from the front. What would you guys like to do?
Melvis is going to stop and pull up next to the wrecked RV. I reckon we ought to get out and investigate this.
Yeah, Cheney lumbers out of the car, still in wolf form, and kind of stalks over, still sniffing the air for not just any sign of the werebear droppings, but also just any signs of life, any scent of human or otherwise.
So you guys are getting out. Your lights are on the back of the RV. Then to the right, in the tree line, you see this large shape moving towards you. Barely, you can see that, just the outline of this huge humanoid figure.
Bearly, barely.
Oh.
Ah,
God damn you. And it lets out a, "Hurrah!" What do you guys do?
Come no closer. Identify yourself, or I will be forced to retaliate.
Curtis drops into a Spider-Man type pose.
I like it.
Roll your manipulate someone.
Okay.
I'm going to help out.
Okay.
Melvis has helping hand, and when I successfully help out another hunter, they get a +2 instead of the usual +1.
Okay.
All right, what are you helping out with, Todd?
Well, he's standing intimidatingly
Yeah,
behind.
absolutely.
All right.
Melvis is much taller than Curtis.
Ah, I see.
Roll your help out.
We look like a couple of Avengers.
Heartland Avengers, but
All right. So if I'm helping him do that, would that be...
Probably tough since you're trying to be intimidating there.
All right. And my tough is +2. Well, that's an 8.
Okay, so you're standing right beside Curtis. So if something goes wrong, it's going to go wrong on Melvis and Curtis. So Corey, you got a +2.
Okay.
And in addition to whatever other bonuses you have.
okay. What do I roll to manipulate someone?
That's charm.
Curtis has a 0 in charm.
I'm just glad it's mostly men in this story because women are intimidated by me.
I've heard that.
It's a 9 + 2, so 11.
Curtis!
Hey, Todd, can Melvis hold up the crane stance?
You know what they say about the crane stance? If do correctly, no can defense. What Melvis says about the crane stance is,
He's technically correct.
if do correctly, suit too tight. Can't get in that position in his jump. There's too many sequins and whatnot. It bunches up in my nether regions.
So a large man steps into the light of your headlights. He's got a long handlebar mustache,
Randall takes Cobb.
Hawaiian t-shirt and cargo shorts. He looks probably...
Chuckles?
He looks late middle-aged, like maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
What are you boys doing? I did just wreck this RV. And you look on the back of the RV and it says, The Oarsman.
Oh, I see.
Well, let me tell you something. I've seen some car crashes before. You know, fellas, back in the day, we didn't just use airplane crashes to get rid of monsters. Sometimes we did car crashes, like when Vince Neil killed Razzle, who was a Mothman.
Okay.
What? What are you talking about?
Never mind. Anybody hurt in there, sir?
Well, my wife was a little banged up. Danged old bear ran across the road. I didn't want to hit him, so I tried to evade, but the old oarsman don't maneuver so well.
Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
Oh, well, shit fired and called me Charlie. I don't know. He ran into the woods. It's a bear, son. That's where they shit.
Did you happen to see him shit?
No, I did not see the bear drop a deuce when I was trying not to hit him. It was a giant... Man, you guys are the heck of a rescue crew.
Well, we just thought maybe you scared the shit out of him, you know. Anyway, which way did he cross over?
Why are you worried about the bear? I need help with the oarsman.
Yeah, we can help you with that in a minute. Otherwise, you may get chainsawed.
So he takes a step back.
Not by us, by the bear.
What?
I realize it may be disconcerting to be told this by a feral-looking werewolf.
I just thought you were... aren't you just one of them furry people?
For the purposes of maintaining cover, that's what we're going to say, yeah.
I went to a furry convention one time with Paul Anka.
Gotcha.
Look, I'm going to call 911 unless you guys can help. You do not seem very useful at the present time.
Well, I could maybe help. I got werewolf strength. What do you need?
I guess I need somebody to help me fix the RV and get it back on the road.
I can be of no help to you, sir. I have a heart in my hole.
You know, you're weirder than the guy in the strange dog suit.
You know what, Mr. Oarsman? I think you're pretty cool. I like you a lot. As a matter of fact, you could have been a member of my Memphis Mafia, but right now we are on the trail of a killer bear, and I'm going to run off into these woods and start looking for bear shit.
I started to say, Cheney is already kind of turning in the direction of the way the bear went, so as not to let the trail go cold.
Yeah, the RV driver pointed vaguely somewhere to the east, which would take you into Bright Peak National Park.
Curtis, you ready to get on the trail?
Yeah, as long as there's no running involved.
I'll do all the running.
Doctor says I'm not supposed to run because of my cleft testicles.
What? So this civilian looks you up and down. I don't know what that is, but boy.
It's odd.
Look here, Mr. Oarsman. I'm just going to tell you, if you hear the sound of a chainsaw and growling simultaneously, you need to get the fuck out of here.
In your broken ass car.
Just need to run.
Lock yourself in your RV.
The burning RV.
So you guys can try to manipulate him to convince him to lock himself up in his RV. Or not. Or you can just leave fate to its own devices.
Okay.
Excuse me there, Mr. Oarsman. Let me confer with my compadres here for a second, if you don't mind.
Yeah, whatever, you bunch of driving in the woods freaks. Probably going to an orgy.
What is it? He's getting away. Trail's going cold.
I got an idea. What if me and Curtis stay behind here with the oarsman? We'll do this under the guise of trying to get the RV repaired. Cheney, you take off into the woods, see if you can find one of them tall ranger towers, climb up in that thing, and see if you see any glowing poop.
Roger that. That's a good idea.
So if you guys want there to be a ranger tower close enough to matter, that's going to be a luck.
Okay. I will gladly spend a luck for that.
Okay, yeah. So there's one 50 yards away.
Cheney, buddy, you see that bear coming, you give us a howl.
Will do, because it'll take me at least 20 minutes to get back over here.
So Cheney heads off, goes and starts climbing the ranger tower. What are Curtis and Melvis doing?
Pretending we know what we're doing, preparing this RV.
Well, y'all can at least help him get the fire out, right?
Yeah.
No. It's too hot.
Melvis is being very obvious. He'll be like, oh man, I can't believe there's an RV just broken down on the side of the road here on the murder road. Be a shame if a damn bear came along with a chainsaw and started cutting up stuff.
So Melvis and Herc walk to the front of the RV. It's not really on fire. There's just smoke coming out.
Oh, okay.
And where is Curtis going to be since he's not helping?
Curtis has a mallet and stakes.
Yeah.
He's got the mallet and he's like tapping on the tires.
Yeah, seems in order.
Okay. So you're staying close by, I guess.
Yeah. When he hits the rubber, the mallet bounces so hard backwards it just brains.
So I think you guys, this is an act under pressure for you guys to act natural, trying to lead the beast astray.
Well, sir, I've thoroughly inspected this here RV, and I believe the major problem you're experiencing right now is that tree.
Let's cut down the tree.
Yeah.
If only we had a chainsaw.
So
You
you
hear
can all-
that? If only we had a chainsaw.
So everyone roll act under pressure.
Okay.
What is that? Is that cool?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Melvis, of course, has 0 cool.
I have +1 at cool.
Austin, you too, buddy.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got +1 and cool too. I got an 8.
9.
Curtis rolled 2 1s.
Oh, no.
Cool powers engage.
His cool is actually for Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Up in the ranger station, Cheney is scanning the dark horizon of the forest, looking for any flickering poo piles. He does not see any, but he does see some lights to the northeast, which draw his attention. He peers in that direction, finds a pair of binoculars, studies it, so he's not watching the RV. Meanwhile, Melvis and Herc are examining the front of the RV. They manage to get it backed up enough, actually, that they can get the front open and are examining the engine, which Melvis suddenly appears to be a gigantic expert on if you listen to him talk.
I tell you what, they've ruined these vehicles. Ever since they switched to them catalytic converters, I just not been a fan of Detroit or wherever the fuck they make these things these days.
Which is why neither of them notice the woman come out of the RV and walk over to see what Curtis is doing. She's much younger than the driver of the Oarsman by about 20 years, so just early 20s, looks to kill. And she bends over very seductively while Curtis is smacking a hammer against a wheel and asks him, "What are you doing?"
Well, I'm not peeing.
But actually, a little bit is trickled out.
So she laughs amusedly, and there's some back and forth, and anybody but Curtis could tell that she is high out of her mind, right? And so she says to Curtis, "Come on, me and you are going to go off in the woods while the boys mess with the RV, and I'm going to show you a good time." And so she seduces Curtis, which does not take very long, and leads him into the darkness of the woods, intending to do adult things.
Like taxes?
Corey, you're going to have to roll Curtis's act under pressure
Okay.
again.
Is that cool?
Yes.
Curtis is going to use his move. I've read about this sort of thing. I'm not going to mention the book he has read about this.
Yeah?
Basically, it lets me roll sharp instead of cool when I act under pressure.
Okay.
So it'd be +3. That's a 6, so a 9 total.
So Curtis is immediately on guard, even though he does let himself be taken into the woods. He's not on guard against the bear. He's pretty sure this woman is an alien, and she's about to lay her eggs in his chest.
I've seen this sort of thing.
They get out of the darkness of the woods. Curtis can just sort of see the outline of the RV. It's incredibly dark, and she starts kissing on him, pushing him back against a tree. What was your name again?
Terrence!
It doesn't matter. One thing leads to another, but then Curtis hears some rustling in the woods, in the underbrush, and a low growl.
Wait 1 moment, ma'am, before you produce the goblet that we both must drink wine from.
Yeah, that's what you do before a sex. Watch a pornography.
Curtis can't see her face in the dark, but the audience can see this look of complete confusion. Corey, would you like to read a bad situation?
Sure.
Well, this is your sharp.
Okay, that's +3. That is 13.
Nice.
Oh, she wants to have sex.
So, Corey, you can ask 3 of these questions. I'm gonna pass the book to you, and you can ask 3 of those questions under read a bad situation.
So the questions I can ask under read a bad situation are, what's my best way in? What's my best way out?
Oh.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims? Well, Curtis is the victim here. I guess I'm going to go with what's my best way out.
Well, if you pushed her down and ran.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, I can't think of a better way to get away from the bear with the chainsaw.
I don't think Curtis can push her down.
Whoa.
Morally or physically.
This is the best way for Curtis. It's not necessarily a good way.
Okay. So I get multiple questions?
Yeah, you can ask.
Oh, because I rolled so high.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with what's the best way to protect the victims, being the two of us.
Yeah, the best probably start screaming.
Okay. And third one, I'll go with, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah, that tree you're leaned up against.
Oh, is it a fucking, cursed?
It's a bear.
What?
The bear's in the top of the tree just above you, looking down.
Can bears do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you asking, can bears climb trees?
I don't know.
Yes, they can.
I can't wait till you venture out in the Canadian wilderness.
I'm not doing that.
And there's a glint of moonlight off the teeth of a chainsaw.
Okay, Curtis is going to scream.
Which he was going to do anyway.
Curtis's scream.
Buh!
The bear roars. Are you going to try to protect yourself or the innocent victim, whose name we haven't revealed? It's actually Mary Hill Oarsman.
Okay. Okay, Curtis is going to use a piece of his gear. It's his juju bag.
Okay.
It's a magic bag. It doesn't say much beyond that. But I'm going to say it's basically a bag of goody powder mixed with emergency.
Like the drink?
Yeah. But it's been kissed by a mermaid princess. So it's blessed.
Okay.
And basically I want to say the mermaid powers, it's like a siren. It kind of mesmerizes when used.
I see.
Yeah.
And
If that's possible.
What do you imagine this is going to do?
Mesmerize the chainsaw werewolf bear.
I seem to recall getting criticized a great deal for how much I just made shit up on this show.
Well, this is one of those items that is not explained.
Yeah,
I
you
see.
you kind of design how it can benefit you.
Well,
I get it.
And I have. It's been kissed by a mermaid princess.
You take out this glittering, scintillating powder. Now you're doing this to protect, right? This
Yeah.
is to. Okay, so that is protect someone.
Being myself.
So that's roll your tough.
Oh. Well, actually, can I make this? This is a magic item.
Yeah.
Can I use magic instead of protect someone?
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And use magic, I believe that would be weird.
Okay. I have a +1 in weird.
Oh, great Manuvial, protect us with your kisses.
Oh my god.
Hey, +1 in weird. That's a 5.
So that's a miss.
Well, can I use a luck to make that a different outcome?
Well, yeah. I mean, that is what luck is for.
Okay. And I'm going to make the result a 12.
Oh, okay. You're afraid of death?
The only thing I fear, good sir, is photographs of cats I'm allergic.
Curtis hurls this bag of glittery, reflective powder into the shrubbery around them, and you see some reflection of this in the werebear's eyes. It growls and leaps, soaring, chainsaw revving, into the undergrowth where you threw the powder, and Curtis and Mary Hill Oarsman run, screaming back towards the RV.
Meanwhile, back at the RV, Melvis is still talking to the oarsman. Tell you what, man, since they started putting these dang-do computers in these cars, you just can't fix one yourself. You know, used to be back in the day, I could take a hammer and a ratchet to a Cadillac and get that thing running in no time, but now you got to be able to write fucking code just to change an alternator.
Yeah, again, I just want you to call somebody.
Hold on a second there, fella. Did you hear us screaming?
Yeah, you guys clearly hear screams and a chainsaw revving, a roar of a bear. Cheney also sees this. He looks back to the east and sees the two running through the trees and the shadowy figure leaping from limbs into glittering underbrush. What would everyone like to do?
Well, Cheney's going to hurl the binoculars and just start running down the steps of the tower.
Okay,
Curtis is running for cover
sure.
at the RV.
Melvis is going to run in the direction of Curtis's screaming.
Sure. Melvis runs into the woods. Cheney is coming down the ranger tower. As Curtis passes him, Melvis sees a bear running on its hind legs, charging toward him and Curtis, revving a chainsaw. The chainsaw is red, and on the side it says, "Still."
Hey guys, I found the werebear chainsaw killer. And I think I'm bleeding from my groin.
Melvis draws his 9mm, points it in the direction of the chainsaw-wielding bear, and says, "I have come to swallow Percocets and kick ass, and I'm all out of Percocet."
I doubt that.
All right, Todd, roll your kick ass.
All right, and that is under tough, correct?
Yes.
So that's a +2. Oh, hell yeah, that is an 8 + 2, so 10.
What is the harm rating of your weapon?
2 harm, close.
Now, you also choose, since you got a 10 or higher, you also choose an extra effect. You can gain the advantage, which means you get a +1 that you can use on your next roll or another hunter's roll. You can inflict terrible harm, which increases the harm the monster takes. You can suffer less harm, because part of kick some ass is you are going to suffer some level of harm. Or you can force the monster where you want it to go.
I'm going to force the monster where I want it to go.
Where do you want it to go?
Away. No, what Melvis actually aimed for the chainsaw, and it knocks the chainsaw out of the bear's hands and sends it flying so the bear can go chasing after the chainsaw.
Melvis opens fire. Bullets shatter the quiet of the night that had previously been shattered by a roaring bear and a chainsaw and 2 screaming people. The bullets hit the chainsaw and it flies into the darkness. The bear roars, "Rah! That was my favorite chainsaw!" And it lashes out with a paw, slashing Melvis across his jumpsuit. You take 4 harm.
Ooh.
But the bear turns, fleeing into the woods towards the chainsaw. "I'm coming, Greg!"
Greg the chainsaw.
By the way, with 4 harm, Melvis is now unstable.
Oh no, he's all shook up.
Hold on there, Curtis. Don't be cruel.
God damn it.
Okay, I'll take it back. I'm sorry.
Once a hunter has suffered 4 harm, their injuries become unstable. That means that it will get worse. You may tell the hunter they take another point of harm at any time. If an unstable wound has been left for a day and you haven't added any more harm yet, do it then. So essentially, eventually you're going to have to get medical treatment or the unstable harm will kill you.
So they've just added a bleeding mechanic, essentially.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay. Can you spend luck to reduce harm?
You can.
I'm going to spend a luck to reduce my harm by 1 so that I just have 3 harm and I am not unstable.
Well, when you spend luck to decrease a wound, you decrease it to 0 harm.
Even better.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Now, remember, once you run out of luck, something bad happens. So.
Yeah.
So apparently the bear claws just bounce off of the numerous rhinestones that are studding Melvis's jumpsuit.
Well, yeah, it shredded the jumpsuit instead of Melvis, and you just see this glittering mesh chainmail of rhinestones go spiraling into the night.
Lots of glittering, glowing things in this episode.
Mithril.
Tell you what, you include one Elvis. Just suddenly everything.
Oh, I thought his name was Elvish.
So by the time Cheney makes it down from the ranger station to regroup with the rest, the werebear has fled into the night.
Oh, no.
The civilians are understandably shook up. Herc and his
I'm not going to do it.
girlfriend, Mary Hill Oarsman. I guess girlfriend, wife, but...
My eternal betrothed.
Why were y'all out in the woods? That seems silly.
We were to perform the bonding ritual.
And Herc looks at Mary Hill, disgust on his face. He says, "You could have used an RV. It's a lot safer."
Is this her father?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's her husband, and they're into kinky stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have an open marriage.
I didn't buy this RV for just hitting trees. That would have been silly. Now, what do you guys want to do?
Come, my beloved. Let us go rest now, and we will perform the ritual of dream fusing. There we will find the answer.
So Mary Hill just looks disgusted at Curtis and goes in the RV, and Herc Oarsman comes over, claps Curtis on the shoulder. "I'm sorry, little fella, but the magic's gone. The moment's over." You go on with your other monster hunter friends. You go find that bear. May by God it not kill you, but no sex for you tonight. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Herc says, hey, I tell you what, here's $50.
Oh.
Better luck next time.
Well, fellas, I reckon we came here to kill a bear, so I reckon we better go looking for it.
Okay, who is picking up the trail?
Can Curtis use his move preparedness when you need something unusual or rare? I can roll my sharp.
I guess so. Depends on what it is.
It's a silver picnic basket. He cannot resist it.
Well, that's just stupid enough for Curtis to have bought it. So, yeah, I guess you can roll to see if you have that.
Okay, so with this move on a 10 plus, I have it right here, right now. On a 7 to 9, I have it, but it's not here and it'll take time to get.
All right.
And on a miss, you know where it is, but it's somewhere real bad.
All right.
All right.
So my sharp is +3. That's a 12.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in the car. This was going to be a birthday present for your mom.
Nana.
Nana. Yeah.
My mom was killed by that mermaid that kissed my bag.
Oh, sure. So what are you going to do with a silver picnic basket exactly?
It's like a lure.
I see.
And then when he touches it, it'll damage him. I assume silver hurts werebears as well.
That's an interesting theory.
Oh.
Yeah, so I would say if you guys can pick up the Werebear's trail, you could theoretically set a trap for him somewhere in Bright Peak National Park.
Okay.
So, Austin, you want to investigate just to do the werewolf smelling stuff?
I do. So there has to have been something useful Cheney got while he was up in the Firewatch Tower as well that might help him discern where the most concentrated traveling paths were for this werebear. Maybe sections that glowed a little brighter in the woods or something like that. Could that give him a +1?
I'm generous, so sure.
Okay. So that's a total of +3 to Sharp for investigate. Got by the skin of my teeth. I rolled a 7.
You begin tracking the werebear Shenandoah through the woods, using what you determined from the topography by your short stint in the ranger station. Cheney leads a quick pursuit. Soon enough, you top a hill. You're overlooking a treeless bowl in the forest. There's glowing poop everywhere. On an old tree stump, huge, at the very bottom of this depression, are pieces of a chainsaw, but there's no sign of the werebear itself.
I was hoping I'd be able to follow the scent of the chainsaw.
Well, this is clearly his abode.
Hey, you know what, fellas? We can always just wait for winter and this sucker starts hibernating and come back and kill it then.
That seems to be our group's modus operandi most of the time. Let's wait for him to fall asleep and then fuck him up. But we are in his kind of shelter, so I think it is okay to try and set Curtis's trap, whatever fucking plan he had in mind.
Oh, I have no plan.
It's a picnic basket, though. Does it have any food in it?
It's full of jelly beans.
Yeah.
Just teeming.
Well, Nana packed it for Curtis, so there's jelly beans and icy hot.
Yeah. And baggies of Cheerios, yeah.
But yeah,
Couple bottles of Flonase.
you guys can act under pressure, try to set it a trap.
I say we set the trap and then we each take up a different position from which we can all attack bear.
Okay.
Sure. All right, Corey.
We're acting under pressure?
Yeah.
Are we all three rolling?
No, you are to set the.
Oh, okay.
To position this picnic basket.
Okay, and it's cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a +1. And someone can help me out with this, right?
Yeah.
So I've got an idea for that.
Okay.
Cheney's going to shrink back down into a human. So what if we stage this as Cheney is playing the part of some stranded explorer in the park that wanders into this cave with his picnic basket full of jelly beans?
Yeah.
And
That's what Lewis and Clark took.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
so when the werebear comes back, there'll be just this weak-looking human laying on the ground, but I'll be incorporeal, so he can't actually attack me,
Oh,
but will make the perfect bait. And then I can just wolf up again and fuck his shit up.
okay.
Melvis approves.
Okay, what do we need to roll for this? Is it still me rolling my cool and Austin's like helping?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay? So then I'll roll cool. I have +1 in cool. That's a 9.
Okay. So that gives me a +1.
Yes.
I also have a +1 in cool, so it's a +2. That's a 9.
So you prepare this trap. You wait a while. Also, this is not a cave. This is a depression in the ground, Austin. It's just like
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Curtis and Melvis are hiding around the edges. Cheney is in human form at the bottom. And soon enough, you hear a crushing of twigs and moving of underbrush. And there's a form on the edge opposite Melvis and Curtis looking down. You hear a sniffing. And then you see a man walk out of the trees. He's dressed in jeans and a plaid shirt. You haven't seen him before. He's carrying something in his arms, but it's hard to tell what it is. He gets close. The parts of the damaged chainsaw are, of course, all around.
Yeah.
And you get close enough and you hear, "Silver picnic basket. I do like that. Pretty good trap. But I also have a shotgun." And then you hear a...
So Cheney looks up, still playing the part of helpless. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing there?"
"Oh, you smell the same as you did before," and he's going to shoot you.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to try to get away, or are you going to kick some ass?
Well, I'm going to remain incorporeal.
All right. So the shotgun blast rings out and goes through, of course, Cheney.
Ha!
Well, that's frustrating.
Yeah, I bet.
I got this shotgun and everything.
And Cheney wolfs out again.
He bears out.
Oh. Have you guys tried talking? You have similar interests.
That's not something I'm very good at.
I'm going to wear you down, boy.
So Cheney's first going to throw the silver basket at him to see if it hurts him at all.
Okay. So you're just going to kick some ass.
Yeah.
All right, roll.
And I do have unholy strength, which lets me roll with my weird instead of my tough
All right.
for kicking ass. So I have +3. That's a 10.
All right. Are you going to gain advantage, inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm?
I'm going to gain advantage. I want to hurt him with this when I throw this basket full of weighty jelly beans at him. Hopefully that staggers him enough that I can move in with teeth and claws.
So you see it slam into him. He's like, "Oh, silver hurts, but it is a basket."
that was my exact thinking, but I didn't want to tell my buddy that.
You guys are very bad at this.
Well, see if this works better.
Baskets hurt me.
And he slams into you because remember, when you do harm, or when you kick ass, you still suffer harm. Claws shredding into you, so you take 5 harm.
Oh.
Okay, I haven't spent much luck so far, so I'm going to spend 1 more and make that a 0.
So you guys are locked in this wrestling, where they lock arms and just push each other back and forth a lot before
Yeah,
somebody
movie fighting.
Yeah, movie fighting.
UFC fighting.
UFC fighting. He's like, "Oh, I never thought I would have to kill another monster, but you have just tickled me badly."
Melvis would like to use magic.
All right.
Melvis is going to attempt to use a guilt spell.
Okay.
Ooh.
It says weird. He's going to attempt to...
Is it?
Yeah. He's going to attempt to make Shenandoah feel really bad about breaking Terry's heart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what if he already does?
Well, then I think it would be doubly effective.
Okay. All right. Roll your magic.
It's a +3. That's a 4. So that's a 7.
And that's a success with a complication, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Todd, what were you thinking? What effect were you thinking this is going to have? I mean, obviously you would feel guilty, but what does that mean?
I was hoping that it would be enough to, distract him and make him vulnerable for additional attacks by us.
So effectively kind of give whoever goes next the ability to do more damage.
Yeah, and he invokes this spell by, once again, as he's done in the past, performing the song Unchained Melody.
Oh, yes.
It turns out that was Shenandoah and Terry's song.
So Shenandoah looks up at the gyrating Elvis.
Oh, and he is gyrating.
Why is he doing that? It makes my heart hurt. Oh, Terry, why did you have to care for these humans?
And Melvis says, "You pissed me off when you put my friend Terry in the Heartbreak Hotel, so now it's time for us to send you to the dead and breakfast."
So the glitch is going to be that there's only one opportunity to take advantage of this weakness. So whoever goes next will get the benefit of doing additional harm, but after that, it's gone.
Curtis emerges from a pile of leaves.
Yeah. So
Straight up.
Almost fell asleep. It was warm in there.
down in the bowl are Cheney and Shenandoah locked in combat. Elvis has just finished his spell.
Shenandoah, hereby plea. I too have gone through a breakup recently. I know the hurt you're feeling, friend bear, but mass murder is not the way. When I feel down in the dumps about my usually wonderful love life, I too want to tear people to shreds. But I do so via video games. You need to channel your anger elsewhere, my friend, or you will be devoured by its flame.
Wow. What move are you using?
I guess manipulate someone.
Okay.
That's charm, which I have 0 in.
All right. Well, you get we'll say you get +1 from Todd.
Okay.
That's the way the magic will manifest this time.
Ooh, that's a 6. I'm going to use a luck.
Okay. Somehow, strangely receptive to your words, the werebear breaks down into tears. Oh, Terry, I'm so sorry. I will give up my killing ways and start playing Call of Duty. I'm sorry, guys. Hate to make y'all come all the way out here to stop me from murdering.
Well, I'm glad you've seen the error of your ways. However, Mr. Shenandoah, you're still going to have to pay for your crimes.
Do you mean like Monster Prison?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
It's in Memphis.
Oh, no. Fight to the death.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't object to Memphis. He does turn back into his human form, and you guys have a pair of silver handcuffs, and he goes quietly into incarceration.
Man, we're so good at this.
I've been on a lot of different teams, been in a lot of different bands, seen a lot of things, but I've never had a couple of friends like you.
Other than Nana, y'all are the first people I ever talked to.
That much is clear.
So you guys get back on the plane, fly back to Memphis, and put Shenandoah in a cell in the secret catacomb prison beneath the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in downtown Memphis.
Yes.
Hey, don't worry. We'll get you a console for your room. They got Fortnite here.
All right, fellas, barbecue sandwiches on me.
Oh, I can't eat those.
I'll eat yours.
And that ends this excursion into Monster of the Week.
This is one of my favorite games.
Oh,
I
it's
think.
fun as shit.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
I don't know that other investigators behave exactly in the way you guys do.
Well,
Yeah, I know a lot of our listeners are big fans of this game, too. I see a lot of people on the Discord talk about how they play this quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a cool game. Very cool game.
Yeah.
It seems super fast to be able to kind of run.
and speaking of the Discord, if you would like to become a patron and you're not already, becoming a Bastard Quest patron gives you access to our Discord channel.
It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of good conversations on there. And there's a pet channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You-
It's just
we-
pet pics all fucking day long, and it's
Yep.
the best. The only reason I've found that starting this podcast was a good thing was the pet channel on the Discord.
But no, it's an absolutely wonderful community. We love every single one on there, and it's an open community. It's an accepting community. It's a place where I've never really seen this much positivity. You remember the old days of forums when everybody just hated each other?
Yeah.
I guess when you are actually paying to be part of a community, that just filters out all the bullshit, because all these people that are a part of this community are absolutely wonderful, and we love talking with them every chance we get.
Oh, yeah.
And it's worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
People from all over.
Yeah. Some people from Indiana. One guy is from Mississippi.
There's that one guy that's from like the neighboring county.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got to get rid of him.
You know who else ships worldwide? Probably. NorseFoundry.com. Yeah, they make dice. They have merch. And the dice that they make is made out of, like, just picture like a thing, like a metal or...
Yeah.
It's mostly gypsum.
Accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. And they make these gorgeous little rollable works of art. They're absolutely beautiful. And they have lots of merch on their site too. So go to NorseFoundry.com, make your purchase, and when you're checking out, be sure to enter promo code CHAM. That's CHAM, CHAM, and you'll receive the 10% Bastard Quest discount at NorseFoundry.com. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
They just got a new toilet. They now accept burning poops.
Yeah.
Lights have to be off, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes I take phosphorus there just to dump it.
Yeah. Oh, yep. You've got so much around here.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I also have a lot of. Running games, and I'm running one on the Glitter Boys podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
listened to it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It wasn't very good.
No.
I'm kidding.
But people should listen anyway. We're playing riffs.
Yeah, Cal has threatened to make us play riffs.
Yeah.
Well, the only Palladium game we've played is the old Ninja Turtles game,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, and that was one of the early Palladium games.
It was fucking complicated.
Oh, I remember we spent like a week on character creation. Is that?
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, and then we finished names.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but I'm running riffs. I love riffs. I mean, I definitely see why people don't, but I do love it, and those guys love it, and so we're playing through that.
Yep, it's Glitter Boys with an I.
Yeah.
BOIS.
BOIS.
I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, now it is not. They do a weekly show, but the actual play is not weekly. It's going to come out about once a month, maybe twice a month at most.
Cool.
And as always, thanks to all of you who listen. Thanks to those of you who comment and engage with us on social media, who share us about and do other things to show your liking for us. Make sure you're out there recommending if you've got a friend you think will like this. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.